So I've been using the Sony A7S III for the past month now, realizing a lot of projects and many more to come. My settings got requested a lot, and in this video I want to share with you how I set up the Sony A7S III for filmmaking. Let's go! So let's start with the image quality. I film in all three modes saved to the camera in A7SIII 4K. In 24 frames I use 100 megabits 420 10-bit. In 60 frames I use 150 megabits 420 10-bit. And in 120p I use 200 megabits 420 10-bit. So in every mode I'm using the highest Mbit modes in 420 10-bit possible. Since my MacBook is not handling the 422 files too well, I am using the 420 files, but I don't want to miss the 10-bit, so I'm still using that. I still have to create proxies for fluent workflow, but after importing, I just let Final Cut Pro X create the proxies and then it goes buttery smooth. I am using all three modes on my camera. On mode 1 I'm using the 24p settings, on mode 2 the 120 frame settings, and on mode 3 I'm using the 60p settings. You can set up one of these three modes by going to shooting mode and then to camera set memory. First of all, you need to set up the settings you want to save, and then you go to camera set memory, choose one of the three modes, and then your settings are saved. To take advantage of the 240 frames in full HD, you need to set it up in S&Q mode, and that's what I use the dial for. And you need to set the record frame rate to 24p and the frame rate to 240 FPS. And I set the record setting to 50M 422 10-bit. So for white balance, I use the preset daylight, cloudy or incandescent. Works pretty well for me. If it's not on point, I am changing it in post. To check if parts of the image are blown out, I use the zebra display and I set my zebra levels on 95. Recording in S-Log means to expose to the right, which means to overexpose the image by 1 to 2 stops, and exposing between 1 and 2 stops is working pretty well for me. I really love the new Gamma Display Assist feature, which gives you a graded image over the S-Log flat picture profile. Really nice to see more of the image and colors. For most of my shots I use continuous autofocus, and I really love using the tracking tool in the A7S III. But for some shots where the autofocus cannot do what I want it to do, I use the manual focus. And the focus area I choose is wide. As autofocus transition speed I choose 3, and for the sensitivity I choose 5. So let's move on to picture profile. In all three saved modes I use S-Log 3. I don't really change a lot. I changed the color mode to S-Gamut 3 Cine, and in 4K modes I go down with the detail to -3. Thanks to Gerald Undon's video where he showed that S-Gamut 3 Cine is the best color mode for S-Log 3, and that the Sony's in-camera sharpening is creating weird artifacts when detail is set above -3. I'm using the ProGrade V90 cards to make sure I can record in all modes on the A7S III. On almost all my shoots I'm using the Tiffin Black Pro Mist 1/4 filter. I really love this filter. It creates pleasing skin tones and softens the image overall, adds a glow to the highlights. I think the 1/4 filter is the sweet spot. It's not too subtle but not too obvious either. Really like this one. To record external ambient sounds I'm using the Rode VideoMic Pro. For stable shots with high movement I use the Ronin S. It's my go-to gimbal, it's really reliable and even has no problem balancing the 24-70 G Master. I prefer filming with the 35mm f1.8 because it's much lighter and I feel more agile while using it. So as I said, I am using the 24-70 G Master. It's my go-to lens for commercial work. Gives you a nice range from wide angle 24mm to 70 with a nice bokeh on 2.8. My second lens is the 35mm f1.8 from Sony. It's a really light, compact lens which has nice autofocus. It works perfect for portrait work, street photography. It's just a perfect all-round light travel lens, in my opinion. So these are the settings for the A7S III. I hope I could help you out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. You can check me out on Instagram. I post some behind the scenes and upcoming projects over there. I hope you liked the video. See you in the next one. Peace.